Hey everyone, my name is Brandon, aka Smart Home Sellout, and today we're looking at the Apollo TEMP-1B, aka the battery unit, and we're going to go over a few different things such as the 16340, aka rechargeable CR123A battery. We will be going over the optional food probe add-on, as well as the temp probe add-on. Alright. Alright everyone, we are taking a look at the Apollo TEMP-1B here, and I want to make sure that we have all of our different add-ons here. So a couple of options. First things first, we have the 16340 battery. So this device does not come with its own battery, and it does not charge the battery. So you will both need to get a 16340, aka a rechargeable CR123A. Please do not get a CR123A that does not have a high enough voltage and it will not work. It needs to be a 16340, aka a rechargeable CR123A. You also need to get a charger such as this night core. It will charge 16340 batteries. All right. And now if we pop this open, well, okay, before we take a look, so we actually have a couple of different add-ons. So the Temp-1 B itself has onboard temperature and humidity. However, the microcontroller is trapped inside of this case, so it will actually need to most likely offset those values for you to use a temperature and humidity for this device. However, we also have a optional add-on here. So this is a 3.5 millimeter like a audio jack port, and that will allow you to use an external temperature probe. We have this long probe and also a short probe option right here. Very short. So this is 8 inches and this one is 1.5 meters. So this long one is most likely the one that you'll be using in a lot of use cases. So one use case would be making sure that this is fully seated in here, and you do have to make sure to seat it just a little. It does take a little bit of force to make sure that's fully seated. And once that is done, this would be perfect to put in a fish tank or in a fridge or freezer. We've even had some people ask about putting it in a pool. Of course, something you'll need to uh, take heed or take warning of is this device itself is not waterproof or able to sit out and bake in the sun, for example. So you'll need to get an external case that is waterproof if you plan on putting this outside somewhere, just for safety. All right, so that's one add-on. Another add-on we have is this optional food probe add-on. So in uh, in case it's not very clear, this will get very hot while it's in the oven or on the grill while you're cooking your food. So be very careful when you touch it. So again, it will seat in the 16 or in the 3.5 millimeter jack, just like this, and it will work great. Inside of Home Assistant or whatever smart home software you're using, you will want to switch and tell it whether or not you're using the temp probe or the food probe. There's a little option in a wiki article as well if you get lost. All right, so now we can actually pry here and pop this open. I do want to use this little tool just to show how much easier it is if you have a little bit of leverage there. All right, so that popped out. So now that we've opened this up, we can see here RST, that is our reset button right here. We have the boot button, that's our boot button right here. This is our USB-C port, and of course the 3.5 millimeter jack, and this is the RGB LED. So if we gently take this out, come on, there we go. And you can see it kind of sits on a little shelf here in the case itself. So on the back, here's where we get to the battery compartment, and we want to be very clear and make sure that we see minus and plus, and then we match that up to our battery, so minus and plus. And at this point, the device should be powered on. I believe I've used a battery that has that. So okay, so or that has a charge. So at this point, your device is ready to go, and we can put it back. However, there's one little caveat. Because we have the battery version here, oops, come on. You want to make sure it sits flat there like that. Because we have the battery version, and we need to put this case back on, and we're going to put it on to where the RGB LED is able to shine through this little hole here, and then snap down. However, one extra step, we still need to connect our 3.5 millimeter cable, whether we're using the food probe or the temp probe. This now needs to be rebooted because when the device boots, it boots looking for the food probe or the temp probe. And because we put the battery in, the device is now booted up. There was no flashing light or anything. That's expected. However, it still needs to be rebooted because of the probe inserted. So what we can do here is very gently pop this back off, and where we see the reset button here, RST, we can just oops, give it a little push. I was looking at it sideways. There we go. All right, so now that device is rebooted and it's ready to go. You can also obviously do that inside of Home Assistant. I just want to make sure if for some reason you see your temp probe or your food probe is not properly uh, showing data, then most likely needs a reboot after putting the battery in it. All right, and just as a reminder, you will need an external charger, such as a Nitecore. These are 10, 15 bucks online. I have links on the Wiki FAQ page for those. All right, everyone, that is the Temp 1B.